Hey everyone, so seeing as we've got some new followers, I thought I'd do a little recap on some of my builds I've done in the past. This is first of quite a few. I've only been building just over a year, but I am enjoying myself. This is the Tamiya Zedtune GTR RFA4 with a few custom touches on it. Notice the huge bulge on the bonnet there. Thought it to be sort of a drag car, nearly lost it off the turntable, but it's there. Someone suggested a turntable, I'm not sure how much of a good idea that was with me. We put on the black smoked rear lights on there, all the way around actually, not just on the rear, but they are there. Curbside kit this one, but it's come out quite nice, paintwork came out quite well. I'm not very good at doing the window trims, but I'm definitely getting better. This was a few builds back, but I enjoyed this one. I'm going to go through them a bit quickly because I don't want to sit here all day, every day with you guys just chatting about the same models, but you can get a good gist of it. I didn't do a great deal to it, like I say, I've done a custom bonnet on it, but other than that, pretty much as it came out of the box. Added in some seat belts and some harnesses in there. Harnesses and a harness bar in the back. A couple of little details in there, but again, nothing super drastic. Got some nice details on the wheels. So a couple of decals in there and stuff like that. But yeah, I quite liked it, and it's still as it should be. So we'll move swiftly on to car number 2, which is going to be the Aoshima Rasti S13, or I believe it was S13 or PS13, I can't remember now. This one did not go well. This was literally my second build. I probably took on more than I should have with this. It is a curbside with an opening bonnet for some random reason. I think it's because they've done a kit with the engine in there, but there's nothing in this one, unfortunately. Yeah, I had big plans for this, and the paint all went completely to pot, as you can probably see here. Like, it's all sort of rippling. Got way too hot. Completely screwed up the black window surrounds on this one. I did do a carbon decal on the spoiler, but that didn't work, and yeah, I basically gave up with this one. I'm gonna re-attack it once I've got some idea of what I'm actually doing with it. Needs some wheels that actually fill the arches. I know that this comes with these ones on this kit, but they don't seem to fill the arches considering the size of the arches look. So we'll have another go at this one once we've got a bit more chance. Indicators come out of it, I'm missing as well now. So yeah, I'm going to move swiftly on from that one. Moving us on next to the Tamiya Castrol Toms Toyota Supra. Now, I've mentioned it before, but I don't do decals very much. I'm not very good with them, so I try to avoid them. And I much prefer road cars to actual race cars, although I do like the race car style. This is obviously the race car kit, but I've done a road car paint job on it basically to try and make it look like it's a boy racer's done it. I apologise, that's my son having a coughing fit in the background while he's trying to sleep. Still got the racing fuel stuff, fuel fillers in the back there. Pretty much box stock on the inside, standard wheels from the kit, and again, I say just nice standard paint job on it, make it look a bit more road carish in the Ford Purple Velvet, which is an absolutely glorious colour in the right light. Again, paint went really well on this one, I was quite happy with that. Done a lot better with the window surrounds on this one. Did get a bit of glue on the window here, which is a little bit disappointing, but I've got a couple more of these kits, so I use them for parts cars because they've got some nice little bits on them, intercoolers and roll cages and stuff that we can use for other cars. Again, the chassis is all colour coded, all nice and smart under there. Tried making it look as good as I could. Not that anyone ever sees the underside of these models, but yeah, I try and make them look smart. So, last on my current Jap set is this Advan R32 style Tamiya GTR kit. I've just been doing a bit of a buddy build with a few mates. I've actually finished early. Nice little custom number plate on this one. I did put a Pandem body kit on it, all made out of putty and stuff like that, so you can just see the outline of it there. Custom side skirts, custom front lip on there. The paint went a little bit funny on the front lip for some reason. Put in a full roll cage, got rid of the road car interior and made it into a race car interior on this one. I did go a little bit more with the stickers. Got some photo etched decals on the back there just to make it that little bit more in your face. Huge Jap can on the back, custom rear splitter, 3D printed wheels and tyres from my mate. I'm not very good at masking and painting on those, but they've come out not too bad. On this one I did go a little bit more OTT on a few things. I'm trying to open the bonnet now because I didn't prepare and bring a toothpick with me. So as you can see through the front, we've got the intercooler, the pipe work, huge great turbo on there. Pretty simple in there. I've done a bit of wiring on there, but not a great deal. That's battery terminals and battery cables, sorry, running through. Big turbo, pipe work for the intercooler, and inside some gauges on a dash. We've got a plumbed in fire extinguisher, plumbed in battery box, which is just about in here somewhere, and the air jack system. I didn't actually put the air jack system on the bottom of the car because I didn't really know how to do that. Made a metal exhaust which went a little bit wrong at the end, but other than that, pretty much out of the box. I say pretty much out of the box, there's pretty much everything's been modified in some way, shape or form on this kit. Yeah, and again, done quite well with the window surrounds on this one. I'm very happy with how this has come out. I'm going to post some pictures of this one along with a couple of my mates' ones that they've built at the same time, but we've still got another month until it's supposed to be finished. So yeah, there's that one. This is my latest finished build. A couple of little videos on YouTube of updates on it if you want to go and check those out. Okay, so moving away from the Jap stuff, we got a couple of American muscle cars. This one coming up now is the Chevelle by AMT, I believe it is. It's not the best of kits, if I'm completely honest with you. Chevelle SS. I did do a few extras on here, so we've got brake lines and fully wired engine and stuff like that. Oh, I lied, I forgot the spark plug leads on this one. I've done all the other details, but forgot the spark plug leads. Underside, got brake lines running all the way through. Tried to go a little bit more in depth. This was probably build number 4 or 5. Yeah, it's been on the shelf a while. Nice little interior detailing, bit of orange here, there and everywhere to stand out against the nice glossy black finish. Which annoyingly I've just spotted I've chipped the paint on the bonnet, so I'm going to have to redo that at some point. Nice little chip on the centre there at the front, paint in the backside. Yeah, came out alright this one. Front end on these, by the way, if you ever buy this kit, get your super glue ready. I've fixed that one back on about 5 times I think now. But yeah, I absolutely adore this car, it's gorgeous. Very happy with how that came out. That's in Ford Panther Black, by the way, if anyone's curious of the colours. Next up we've got a lowrider. This is a Buick Electro. The bonnet doesn't fit right because the cables I used for the V8 are slightly too big scale wise, because this is a 125 scale car. It's even too long for my turntable where it's sitting there. Let's try that. Done my first ever 2-tone paint job on this one. Nothing super fancy, but I think it worked for this car. This is one of those 3-in-1 kits, so you've got options for bumpers and chrome trims and all the rest of it, and I just sort of mixed up all three of them together, went with my own style. Quite like the blue and the white two-tone on it. Nice chrome trim around it that I've put on there. All my chrome's done with a Molotow chrome pens. I cannot fault it. Everyone seems to say, oh, you can't touch it. You can touch it, it's absolutely fine. People whinge too much. And then into what we really enjoy, the Fords. So first up, my first ever built kit. Take the bonnet off for you. So this was my first ever build, which I done in January 2022, which is the II Escort RS1800 rally car. After getting stuck into watching stuff on YouTube, I started planning different things. So I've actually got my own real registration on this one because I've got a yellow Mark II myself. As you can see, the black around the windows and stuff is not great on this one. Put some harnesses in there to match my real car. I just need to get the arches on the real car to make it look completely correct. And a BDA would be lovely, but I've got an ST170 in the real one. So yeah, I'm very happy with my first ever model. I still have this as pride of place on my shelf. Highly polished, it came out really nice, this model. Bonnet on this kit is terrible. This is the Italeri kit. It was a Rothmans one, this one originally, but I have got another one which I'm going to show you next, which is the same kit originally but with a few extras. So this one here, you can probably notice it pretty much straight away. Something slightly different on this one other than the colour. This one has got standard arches on it. Now, the bumpers don't really work very well. I had to make those to go around the Mexico front bib, or Mexico style front bib, sorry. But other than that, this kit turned out absolutely lovely. There's a few issues in the paint, there's a few issues in the filler. This was the first car I actually properly cut into to try and make look a bit more different to the factory kit. And I've learned a lot since then, so I'm going to do another one. But I had a friend print off some 3D arches, and they sent them through, and I got them on there. I think it came out alright. This one's also got a nice little Pinto in it rather than the BDA that comes from the kit. Again, a 3D printed one. That was done by a guy called Peter Mingot. He's on eBay as what's his name on there? Oh, I can't remember. I will find it and I'll add it in to the description at some point for you guys. Yeah, it's still not the best of kits, but it definitely works out quite nicely. And this one's actually got road car interior in there as well. Where's my camera gone? There it is. Let's work out if we can try and get a view in there where this light allows you to see it. So it's got a roll top RS2000 seats in the front. And my next one's going to have a right-hand drive dashboard, standard arches on it, bit of fluff on the wing there, get that off. Don't want to come off at all. Okay. But yeah, we're going to have standard arches, probably some RS4 spokes on it. We love a Mark II Escort down here. So yeah, and again, nice little personal plate on there. I like that. The personal plates make a big difference to a model car, I think. We've got 2 left to go, and then we're done for what I've built so far. So next up is the Mark III Ford Escort XR3. This was a complete glue bomb when I got it. Everything had been glued together, painted really badly in a matte black finish. So I had to do a lot of stripping and trying to rebuild and refix. Made it into a bit of a boy racery car, 1 seat in there, like a sort of like a track day car, this one. Did do a bit of work in under the bonnet, not that it will stay up for me today. There's a few cables in there. Had to make my own inlet manifold and stuff like that. See if I can get that up for you a little bit better. Can't see it because of the light. So in there you got washer tubing on this side over here. As you can see, there is battery cables coming through, earths and lives, and then all the ignition coil leads there, and the good old CVH. This one needed a custom exhaust manifold because there wasn't one on the kit, so it doesn't match up at the bottom, but looks good on the top. Thank you. But yeah, it's pretty much as good as you're going to get from a glue bomb. If anyone's got any of these still unstarted, I would be very grateful to know about them because they seem to fetch really stupid money and I can't afford any more of them as much as I want one. But yeah, I think it turned out right, this one. And then, oh yeah, it's got roll cage and stuff in there as well, but let's see if we can see the interior for you. So again, all left-hand drive, all these cars. So we've got a fire extinguisher in there, roll cage out of a Mark II Escort, custom strut race in the back there. Yeah, all nice and tidy. I'd say chassis is not the best on them, there's not a lot of detail. There is quite a nice textured effect under there, so if you wanted to make it look like a factory built one, you'd probably get away with that as well. And last but not least, the Ford Sierra XR4i. Now, there's been a few videos on this one as well. For some reason it seems to be sitting like it's on stilts at the moment. I need to lower the suspension on it. I put it all together very rapidly at the end because I was running out of patience with it. I'd spent probably about a month and a half on this car, give or take. I've tried to replicate my dad's old real one, so that's what the registration number is on it. Big exhaust on there, and then I went absolutely crackers with the details on this. So under the bonnet we have got almost every pipe you could imagine. There is washer tubing all down this side, I think it is, yeah, down that side. And then we've got some water hoses, some breather hoses, cables for that. I even made all the cables, all the pipes for the cage electronic metering unit. Like, that's just, I was sad, yeah, I know. I added in details like the seatbelt buckles in there, actual seat belts all the way through. You can just see them in the back there, the little red blocks and all that to try and make it replicate the real thing. Dashboard's got all the details on it like it should have, the red and blue bits for the heater settings. And underneath, you can probably see them there, yep. So we've got a fuel pump that I've added here with all the cables for it. Fuel lines going through from back right the way through to the front in the places they should be. Brake lines front to rear. You can see in under there, look, on the front there, we've got copper brake lines that go from the brakes right the way through to the master cylinder inside. They actually go in through the wings, you can just see them there, and they are single piece, so they are like the real ones. Yeah, this car took some time. I loved it and I hated it all at the same time. But I am absolutely astonished that I managed to get it to come out this well. I've just spotted there's something going on with the bumper there as well. Yay, more issues. We like issues. We don't like issues at all. But yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight into the builds I do, the stuff I'm into car-wise. And yeah, I'm currently working on a Zaxpeed Ford Capri Mark III. I had a bit of an incident with it. It may have actually accidentally melted, but we will see what I can do with it once it's finished. So, back to my Skyline as a nice finisher, because this is the latest build. I appreciate all comments, all likes, all shares. If you want to tag me in your posts or anything, a lovely guy called Keith has recently done this and almost doubled my followers, which I know is not difficult when you've only got 20 to start with, but massively appreciate that, so thank you very much, Keith. If you want to get in touch, mate, I'm quite happy to do a build off with you, or a buddy build, whatever you want to call it. and we'll see what we can do. Preferably something with a Ford badge on it, because that's definitely my forte, or possibly something Jap if I've got it. I've got quite a few things in the stash that I need to go through, but yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'm going to call it a day there because it's just over 20 minutes long. So thanks very much. Have a good one. Bye bye.